So it looks like the fan heat has finally gotten to Andy Cohen because he has issued a public apology to Garcelle and how he handled the whole situation with her book on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So Andy Cohen has been feeling the heat this week in regards to how he handled the reunion. He gets the heat all the time for how he handles the reunion. And you already know my stance on it. I've been saying it. Look, Andy, you're still making plenty of money of being the executive producer and very actively involved in production of these shows. You don't need to host the show. At this point, it's just his ego. And I told you before, Candace from Real Housewives of Potomac revealed behind the scenes tea that when Nicki Minaj wanted to host the reunion, she revealed producers had told her he's not gonna let his ego's not gonna let him give this completely to Nicki Minaj. And that's why we only got that little segment with Nicki Minaj towards the end. Well, during the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, a lot of people, and shout out to the cameramen, because they kept on, and specifically the editors, they kept on showing Garcelle's reaction to how the conversation around her book was being handled. And all of you, I completely forgot to even do a video talking about how people have been in his comment section and tagging him. Like, why are you accepting this behavior? Sidebar, over the weekend, people have been tagging Andy and tagging me, like I have anything to do with it, tagging me in the conversation about Lisa Rinna and her social media behavior. I don't think Lisa Rinna is coming back. Based off of what she's posting and deleting, I don't think Lisa Rinna is coming back. I really don't. And at this point, what she posted over the weekend, she definitely shouldn't come back. And I can't even show you. Okay, I can show you an edited version of what she posted over the weekend. But Lisa Rinna is out of control. She's out of control. I don't know why she's posting the way that she's posting. She posted that picture and alluding to Patrick Somrs. Really? And that's just one of the instances. The other instance that we talked about already was about her using Paris Hilton's trauma in her battle with Kathy Hilton. Before we get to what Andy said about Garcelle and his public apology, he does say in this clip that Kathy Hilton shows up fully in this last part of the episode of the reunion and is fully activated, literally saying that she is clocking in. But you already know Kathy Hilton has said to TMZ that she will not return to Beverly Hills if Lisa Rinna and Erika Jayne return. I just don't see them getting rid of Erika Jayne and Lisa Rinna. But like I said, based off of Lisa's behavior over the weekend and over the years, look, I'm not forgetting, but I'm just saying specifically over the weekend, it doesn't look like Lisa Rinna specifically will be coming back. But here's the thing, Lisa Rinna, you think that you're going to be put on pause and then maybe return later. Based off what you've done over the weekend and over the years, you really shouldn't come back at this point. And I know she carries the season, blah, 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 blah. We literally had a season at the top where we barely got any of Lisa Rinna and the ratings did not decline. Just saying. But one of the biggest things that people were disturbed by was how Andy Cohen handled the conversation about Garcelle's book and how the ladies threw the book, well, specifically Lisa Rinna, threw the book in the trash. And it went from being about them throwing the book in the trash and having conflict with the ladies to recycling. And you literally see the camera turn to Garcelle when they're joking about the book and recycling and how Erika Jayne, you're such a G for holding Lisa Rinna down and not saying a word about that. And Erika's like, I'm a really good friend. And you literally see the camera on Garcelle looking like she's trying to hold in tears. And I know some of you think that everyone feels so sorry for Garcelle. Garcelle has held it together on a show where she's the only Black woman, on a show where the Bravo universe, the fans, I've been saying this before, not us, but there is a sector of the Bravo universe that is toxic, that is racist, that is anti-Semitic, all the things. And you see them come out during this whole situation. Garcelle doesn't need anyone's pity party. But What we won't do is allow a situation that transpired on the reunion where Garcelle feels alone and not supported, and with a person that's supposed to be the moderator of this conversation and should be holding everyone accountable. So, according to Andy Cohen, he did have a side conversation with Garcelle last Thursday about how he handled the reunion, because all of you said that he needed to issue her a public apology. I do think it's convenient timing. That Andy is now posting about this on his radio program.
Yeah, and I really need to sincerely apologize, not only for diverting the topic, but for not returning even worse to the serious conversation that was at hand. And you know, John, you and I have talked about this off air a lot. I have deep admiration for Garcelle. She and I had a really good, productive conversation last Thursday, and I should have been more in tune with her feelings. So I just want to say that because I've been logging in and I get it.
Yeah, where are we in the reunion? We have two more or one more after this?
We have one more after this, and it's a doozy. Kathy Hilton comes, and...
Because I'm behind, so I have to catch up a little bit. So the last one, Kathy shows up?
Yes, Kathy shows up.
Next.
Yeah. And she checks in. She checks in for work.
So I do think it's convenient timing that Andy's talking about this, but I think he felt the heat. You literally hear him say in this conversation on his radio program that every time I log in, and I'm telling you, because you guys have been tagging me, and when I go into the conversations where he's talking about something completely different, all of you are like, you need to apologize to Garcelle for how you handled it. Garcelle is a true G because she's the one who's handling the pressure of being on this show, being a part of this friend group, and dealing with what she's been dealing with in regards to her son, Jax. And I do think that this conversation about the book, the recycling, you moved on way too quickly. But I was trying to give him an open mind. I was like, maybe it's editing, maybe the way that it was edited. But if we didn't see Garcelle's reaction, shout out to the editors. If we didn't see Garcelle's reaction, I think everyone probably would have felt a little bit differently. They would have been like, all right, it's a transition. Maybe it's editing. But no, you literally see Garcelle tearing up. And I honestly believe if it was different, if it was editing, Garcelle would have said something. She would have said, no, that doesn't match up to what was actually happening. I feel like Garcelle is very fair to these women, especially when Dorit says, does anyone here think that anyone here is racist on the cast? And immediately Garcelle says, no. No, you all feel very differently. Guys, as always, I want to know your reaction to Andy's public apology and his alleged conversation with Garcelle last week. I do believe that Andy respects Garcelle. I really do. I think a lot of people respect Garcelle. I know all of you will have opinions, she's not carrying the show, blah, blah. I think she's a great addition to Beverly Hills. I think she's handled it lovely. She's handled the fan base, being on this show in a very gracious, very great way. I don't know how she's done it, but she's done it and has come out looking great. Guys, let's continue this conversation below. I want to know your reaction. And as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.